So have you ever been there? You know, you're leading a team
Uh-huh.
and you've spent, I don't know, weeks, maybe months, right? Crafting this like really brilliant game-changing strategy.
Got a game changer.
Exactly. And the path forward, it's crystal clear in your head anyway. You stand up, deliver the plan passionate, precise, and you look around.
Blank stares.
Blank stares. Or those polite, vacant smiles.
Yeah.
You feel like you just handed over the keys to the kingdom, but all you get back is, well, confusion. Why does that happen? Why does your clarity become their complexity? Okay, let's dig into this. Our source material hits it hard. The toughest part of leadership. It isn't having the vision.
No.
It's getting others to see that same vision alongside you. We fall into this huge blind spot, confusing our own articulation with their actual understanding, like deep down.
And that confusion, that's where vision totally breaks down.
Yeah.
So this deep dive, it's all about what we're calling the art of multiplying perspective.
Okay.
We're really shifting the focus here.
Yeah.
It's less about you being the sole visionary, the seer.
Right.
Yeah.
And more about becoming the translator, the interpreter. Because, look, if the people doing the work don't see the strategy, it's not going to happen. It's unrealized.
A strategy unseen is a strategy unrealized. I like that.
Exactly. So our mission today is to give you the tools, to move beyond just seeing it and actually become that effective multiplier.
And the source gives us this great foundational example right off the bat. Moses and Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
Moses didn't just give marching orders. He intentionally showed Joshua how to interpret reality, how to see that destination, the promised land.
Way before they got there.
Way before, right there in their current situation.
Yeah.
So leadership becomes about transferring perspective, not just executing instructions.
Okay, so let's jump into that core problem, that trap, the illusion of transparency. Why is this so sticky?
Well, it's because we live with the idea for so long, right?
Yeah.
As leaders, we wrestle with it. We internalize all the data, the nuances. So by the time we present it, it feels completely obvious to us. We just assume that our internal clarity somehow magically translates into external understanding for everyone else.
Yeah.
It's a classic cognitive bias. And it's really dangerous because the result is just massive misalignment.
Okay.
If people don't get the why and the what deep down, they start to drift. You see fatigue setting in, maybe churn, people putting in effort,
Yeah.
but it's not actually moving the needle on the main goal.
So it separates leaders who just give orders from those who actually inspire action.
Exactly. The leader who only sees, who doesn't multiply, they become the bottleneck, the single point where vision fails for the whole team.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting here, the source pushes us beyond thinking of the leader as just the organization's eyes.
Uh-huh.
Your job, it argues, is more like being the organization's optometrist.
Ah, okay. I like that analogy.
Yeah, you're not just showing them the picture. You're diagnosing why their vision is blurry. You're giving them the right lenses, helping them adjust patiently until they see that new reality with, 20/20 clarity. The seer holds the vision, the multiplier gets it out there until everyone owns a piece of it.
And we see this bottleneck issue even with someone like Moses, right? The ultimate seer.
Absolutely.
The source notes he was just overwhelmed, sitting there judging people morning till night. He was the bottleneck.
Total bottleneck.
For every little thing.
Until his father-in-law, Jethro, steps in with this brilliant organizational insight.
Yeah, Jethro basically says, you can't do this all yourself.
Right. He advises him to multiply perspective, appoint capable chiefs over thousands, hundreds, 50s.
And that wasn't just about delegating tasks, was it?
No, exactly. It was about delegating the interpretation of the law, the vision further down the line, multiplying the perspective holders.
Which brings us straight to interpretation. Multiplying perspective. It hinges entirely on that first act of leadership, interpretation.
Think about it. We all get the same raw inputs, right? The same market report, the budget sheet, the difficult circumstances. But the leader, they have this unique role to decode reality for others, to see past the surface stuff.
And into the potential, the purpose underneath.
Precisely. Seeing the strategic potential and the why behind it all.
But here's the challenge, right? Everyone on the team has their own limited lenses.
That's a perfect term for it.
Our view is just so shaped by our own filters, past experiences, good and bad, our biases, what's happening to us right now, what we happen to know.
It's like a kaleidoscope.
Yeah, same input, but turn those biases just a little bit, and the whole pattern, the interpretation, it changes completely. We see what we expect to see based on our history.
And that's exactly why effective leaders can't just wing it. They need a structure for interpretation, a framework. The source calls it the three-lens framework.
Okay, 3 lenses. What are they?
First up is the lens of reality. What? Disease.
So-
Like brutal honesty, no sugarcoating. Think Nehemiah. Before he pitched any plan, what did he do? He went out at night, secretly, to audit the broken wall himself. He got the hard facts.
He quantified the damage.
Exactly. You can't lead if you're avoiding the uncomfortable truths or just, wishing things were better.
So it's about getting out there, seeing it for yourself, not just looking at a report, understanding the physical reality.
Absolutely. Then you apply lens number 2, the lens of theology or meaning. The so what?
Okay, so what?
Now, if you're not in a faith context, this is your company's core mission, its values, its guiding principles. You take those hard facts from lens 1 and you interpret them through that higher purpose. Nehemiah didn't just see rubble. He saw a disgrace to their identity, to God's name.
Right, or like a budget crisis isn't just numbers.
It's a stewardship issue. It threatens the mission. This lens gives you the why it matters, the moral weight.
And the third lens.
That brings us to the output,
Yeah.
the lens of possibility, the now what.
Now what? Okay.
This is where you translate that meaning, that purpose, into action. But not just any action, faith-filled, maybe spirit-led action, depending on your context. It's the bridge from seeing and understanding to doing.
Yeah.
Strategy and execution kick in here.
And the classic, almost tragic example of this failing is the 12 spies.
Oh, yeah. Powerful case study.
It's so stark because all 12 saw the same reality. Lens 1 was identical for everyone.
Yep. Great land, huge fruit, strong cities.
And yes, giants, big ones. The facts weren't in dispute.
Not at all.
The failure was purely in the interpretation. Lens 2 and 3.
And this is where you see leadership or its failure become, contagious. 10 of those spies looked at the facts, applied a lens of fear, and multiplied that perspective. We can't do this. We're not able.
They translated the facts into impossibility.
Exactly. But Joshua and Caleb, same facts, same giants, but they applied a different lens, a lens of faith in the mission, in God's promise.
Right.
And they multiplied that perspective. We're well able to overcome it. It just shows leadership is so often less about changing the facts and more about changing the story we tell ourselves about the facts.
But hang on, isn't fear sometimes the rational response? Seeing giants? That is scary. How did Joshua and Caleb reinterpret that without just ignoring the very real risk?
That's a really important question. They didn't ignore the risk at all. They changed the comparison point.
Okay.
The 10 spies compared their own strength to the giant's strength, measured themselves against the obstacle.
Right, and came up short.
Understandably. But Joshua and Caleb, they compared the promise they were given, the mission's purpose, against the obstacle. They measured the challenge against their why.
Ah, so that shift in the so what lens from can we do this to is this worth doing based on our purpose, that unlocked the now what, the possibility.
You got it. That reframing was everything. Okay, so once you've done the hard work of interpretation, you see the reality, you find the meaning, you glimpse the possibility, now comes translation. You got to actually communicate it.
Right, bridging that gap between the mountaintop vision,
Yeah, the abstract strategy.
the valley, the day-to-day work people have to do.
And this is where so many leaders stumble, often because of that curse of knowledge.
Oh, the curse of knowledge. Explain that again.
It's that trap where, because we understand something so deeply, we've internalized it. We just assume everyone else gets it too, automatically.
We forget what it was like not to know it. Yeah, that's so true. And it makes us use jargon, right? Because it's efficient shorthand for us.
Exactly. But it's total mud for the people who need clarity to act.
So, to cut through that, we need a clear framework for communication, something persuasive, inclusive, and the source gives us the 4 Ps. Which sounds simple, but powerful.
Very powerful. And yeah, let's use Nehemiah again. His project is like a masterclass in the 4 Ps. Okay, first P, the problem, or the why now. You have to lay out the brutal reality clearly and urgently, but key point without assigning blame. Nehemiah put it personally inclusively. You see the trouble we're in. Jerusalem lies in ruins.
Yeah.
We are in disgrace.
He made it shared. For a modern team, that might be, what, losing market share, a looming deadline.
Absolutely. If you don't nail the problem clearly and compellingly, any solution you propose feels, well, optional, irrelevant even.
Okay, create the deficit first. Got it. Then P number 2.
The picture, the what if. This is where you paint that vivid aspirational image of the future state.
The vision part.
Yes, but more than just a dry mission statement. It needs emotional resonance. Think about God showing Abraham the stars, count them if you can. That was about painting a picture of descendants too numerous to count. It has to grab the heart, not just the head. It needs to feel tangible.
Yeah.
So for, say, a tech company today, the picture isn't just hit $10 ARR.
No.
No, it's maybe. Imagine a world where our software gives every single user back an hour a day. An hour for creativity, for family, for whatever matters most to them. See?
Vivid.
Compelling.
Much better. Okay, problem picture. Third P.
The path. The how. People need to see a credible, even if high-level strategy for getting from the problem to the picture.
They need to believe it's actually possible.
Exactly. Nehemiah didn't just say, let's rebuild. He showed up with letters from the king, authorizing timber, resources, funding.
Proof. He showed there was a plan, resources behind it. It wasn't just a dream.
Right. The path demonstrates competence. It answers that unspoken question in everyone's mind. Okay, nice idea, but can we actually pull this off? If your path is just buzzwords, we'll synergize our core competencies to optimize workflow.
Yeah, people check out. They see no real route.
Okay, problem, picture, path, and the last P.
The crucial one.
The part. The what's mine.
Yeah.
This is where you connect that big, grand vision directly to each individual's role and responsibility.
Oh, making it personal.
Absolutely critical. Nehemiah, in chapter 3, it's brilliant. He assigned specific sections of the wall.
To specific families. To build the part right in front of their own house.
Talk about ownership. Accountability tied directly to proximity. If you skip this P, if you don't define the individual's part, they just watch you build the wall. They stay spectators.
So defining the part connects that big picture goal, like market share, back to what the engineer codes today or the calls the salesperson makes this afternoon.
Precisely. It makes the abstract real, relevant, actionable.
And communication style is huge here, isn't it? We need to ditch the corporate jargon.
Please, yes. Start using stories, metaphors, simple, concrete language.
Like Jesus talking about the kingdom of God, he didn't use abstract theology, he used
a mustard seed, a tiny bit of yeast, a lost sheep. Things people understood intimately. If you can't explain your strategy with a simple story or analogy, maybe you haven't translated it clearly enough yet.
Okay, so you start multiplying perspective, painting this new picture, defining the path, but it's not always smooth sailing, right? You're challenging the status quo.
Guaranteed friction. Resistance is normal. Actually, it's often a sign you're making progress, that you're actually leading change. People get comfortable, even in dysfunction. And two big communication mistakes just pour fuel on that fire of resistance. First, vagueness and jargon.
The babble of miscommunication.
Perfect phrase. If the message isn't crystal clear, everyone starts building their own version of the strategy. Total chaos.
And the second pitfall.
Lack of repetition. Thinking you can just announce the vision once, maybe in a big meeting, and you're done.
Set it and forget it.
Doesn't work. Vision needs to become the constant soundtrack of the organization. You, the leader, have to become the chief reminding officer.
But wait, how do you keep repeating it without sounding like a broken record? Or worse, like you're talking down to people who are smart and heard you the first time?
Great question. You don't just repeat the same words over and over. You repeat the meaning. You weave the core message into everything, into daily decisions, into recognizing people, into feedback sessions, into how you evaluate new ideas. You constantly ask, how does this align with the picture we're building? Or does this action move us along the path?
So it's about using the vision as the filter for everything else.
Exactly. That shows it's real, it's alive, it's how you operate, not just a slogan on the wall.
And for leaders listening who are just frustrated by pushback, by objections, what's the advice?
Often, maybe most often, an objection isn't flat-out rejection of the idea.
No.
No, it's usually a request for more clarity. Or they don't quite see their part yet. Or they need help understanding how the change impacts them personally.
So it's a signal they need more or better translation from you, more compassionate interpretation.
Precisely. They're asking you to be a better multiplier for them. See objections as data points for improving your communication. And if we zoom out, connect this back to the bigger picture, the real measure of your leadership success. It isn't just the brilliance of the vision you created.
What is it then?
It's how many people pick up that vision and carry it forward, even without you there. That's legacy, which leads right into that ultimate model the source talks about, the 4-generation leader.
Paul to Timothy.
Yep. Paul multiplies his perspective into Timothy. Timothy is then told, entrust this to reliable people.
Who will be qualified to teach others also. 4 generations.
That's vision multiplication designed to outlast the founder. That's the gold standard for a multiplier.
So the shift we're talking about here is fundamental. It's moving from being the lone visionary, the seer, to becoming that intentional, maybe relentless multiplier of perspective.
And leaders face a really stark choice in how they show up, how they communicate this vision. The source uses a final metaphor, be the mirror or the window.
Mirror or window, okay.
The mirror is polished, impressive. It reflects your brilliance, your clarity. Everyone looks at you. But when you leave...
The reflection vanishes, the light goes out.
Exactly. But the window, it's clean, clear, transparent. People don't look at it, they look through it.
To see that compelling picture of the future on the other side.
Yes. They look through you and see the vision for themselves. They make it their own. That's the goal.
So the challenge for everyone listening, who around you needs to see what you see right now? What if your next big leadership win isn't about tweaking your strategy again, but about finally translating it? Clearly, simply, relentlessly.
Powerful thought.
Try it this week. Take that key idea, use the 4 Ps problem, picture, path, part, and go help someone else see it.